cross-drop fuel contamination is preventable. In this training, you'll see how discipline checks before, during, and after every delivery protect customers, equipment, your company, and your career. A cross-drop is not just a fuel mistake. For insurers, it's a high-risk event that can trigger operational disruption, equipment damage, and claims far beyond the value of the product itself. The real exposure starts when the wrong fuel reaches the wrong tank. From that point on, the cost can spread through vehicles, site cleanup, downtime, and liability. That's why cross-drops matter. A small delivery error can become a major insurance, financial, and operational loss in a very short time. Cross-drops are a common industry risk, but the severity can be far greater than the initial error suggests. One incident may affect a single vehicle, an entire site, or multiple vehicles before anyone realizes the wrong fuel has been delivered. For insurers, that means one mistake can quickly become a much larger loss exposure unless it is detected and contained early. Claim severity adds up fast. Per vehicle damage is commonly $2,000 to $10,000, with many cases clustering around $4,000 to $6,000. Severe diesel contamination or high-pressure system damage can reach $8,000 to $15,000 or more per vehicle. For commercial equipment and machinery, losses can run from $10,000 to $50,000 or more per unit. Direct cleanup costs can be substantial on their own. Tank pump-out and fuel removal often run from $5,000 to $20,000 per tank, and contaminated fuel disposal can add $1 to $4 per gallon. Tank cleaning and remediation can range from $10,000 to $50,000 per site, with equipment cleaning and repair adding another $5,000 to $25,000 per location. Transport, temporary storage, and replacement fuel push the total even higher. Business interruption can turn a fuel error into a much larger financial loss. Depending on shutdown length, traffic, and how many pumps are offline, interruption costs alone can range from $5,000 to $50,000 or more. Small incidents may total $30,000 to $75,000, moderate events $75,000 to $200,000, and major cross-drop losses can reach $200,000 to $500,000 or more. In some events, cleanup and tank remediation alone can approach $100,000. Claims can escalate quickly when multiple vehicles are fueled before the error is detected. If 20 to 50 vehicles are affected at an average of $4,000 to $8,000 per vehicle, vehicle claim exposure alone can reach $80,000 to $400,000 or more. Once those losses are added to site cleanup and remediation, the total can exceed $250,000 to $500,000 or more. The fuel itself is often the smallest part of the claim. The real cost is everything it touches. What makes this hard is that cross-drops rarely stem from a single, reckless act. They usually come from normal work done without full verification. That's why this training focuses on disciplined habits. The goal is simple: make the right delivery to the right tank every single time. Most cross-drops start with human factors. The driver is rushed, distracted, interrupted, or relying on habit instead of a full check. Experience helps, but it can also create overconfidence. When the route feels routine, the mind can skip steps before the hands do. Shortcuts are especially dangerous at familiar sites. Thinking you already know the tank layout is not the same as verifying it today. Distraction can come from radios, phones, conversations, weather, traffic in the yard, or pressure to get back on schedule. Even simple routines can break down when something changes. A site remodel, missing tag, swapped product, or last-minute dispatch update is enough. One common trap is deciding the order first and checking details later. The safe move is the opposite. Verify first, then move product. Another trap is trusting color alone. Paint fades, markings differ by site, and assumptions can put the wrong grade into the wrong tank. The lesson is not to work slower for the sake of it. It's to work deliberately, so every critical step is complete and confirmed. When discipline is strong, Interruptions and pressure don't control the delivery. You do. Cross-drop prevention starts before the truck leaves the rack. Your first defense is paperwork discipline. Read the bill of lading, dispatch ticket, and load documents carefully. Confirm the destination, product grade, and assigned quantities for each compartment. Do a hard match, not a quick glance. The paperwork has to agree with what is physically loaded on the trailer. Check each compartment against the planned drop. Ask yourself which product is where, how much is on board, and where it is supposed to go. If a grade looks wrong, a compartment assignment seems off, or the documents don't line up, stop right there. Do not assume it will make sense later at the station. A mispull caught at the rack is far easier to fix than a cross-drop at the customer site. Call dispatch immediately when anything is unclear, incomplete, or inconsistent. Early escalation prevents field errors. That call protects everyone. It gives operations a chance to confirm the order, correct the load, or redirect the truck before product moves. Leaving the rack with unanswered questions is not efficiency. It's carrying risk down the road. When the paperwork, the load, and the plan all match, you've earned the right to continue to the site. That discipline at the start makes every later verification step faster, clearer, and safer. Once you arrive, don't go straight to connecting hoses. First, confirm you are at the correct site for the load you are carrying. Match the location to your delivery documents. Similar brand sites, nearby stops, or familiar routes can still lead to the wrong drop. Next, verify available tank capacity before transfer. EPA guidance is clear on this point. The receiving tank must have enough room for the load. If the available volume does not safely exceed what you're about to unload, do not start the transfer. Check the tank identification at the fill point and at the tank tags. Match the product to the tank by the tag, not by memory alone. Do not rely on color alone. Paint schemes vary, labels fade, and assumptions at a familiar site can still cause a cross-drop. Read the tag. Confirm the grade. Confirm the tank. Then confirm it again against your paperwork before you open anything. If a tag is missing, damaged, obstructed, or unclear, stop the job. An unmarked tank is not a judgment call. At that point, contact dispatch or the appropriate site contact and get clear direction before proceeding. This pause is not a delay. It is how you prevent unloading the right product into the wrong place. Only when site, capacity, paperwork, and tank identity all agree should you move to hose setup and transfer. A disciplined arrival check turns uncertainty into a controlled delivery. Now comes one of the most important safeguards in the whole delivery. Physically trace every hose from the trailer compartment to the exact fill point. Start at the compartment you plan to unload. Follow that hose by hand and by sight all the way to the tank connection. Then check both ends. Confirm the source compartment again, and confirm the receiving tank again before opening valves. Never assume the hose goes where you intended it to go. Verify where it actually goes. If more than one hose is deployed, slow down even more. Crossing lines, mirrored layouts, and split attention increase the chance of error. Once flow begins, keep the transfer under continuous observation. EPA lists continuous monitoring as a required correct filling practice. Do not walk away and do not let other tasks pull your attention from the unloading operation. Watch the equipment, the hose path, the fill point, and site conditions. Stay alert for leaks, pressure changes, overfill signs, or anything that doesn't look right. When it's time to stop flow, remember that the hose still contains product. EPA notes a typical delivery hose can retain about 14 gallons. That hose drainback has to be accounted for before disconnecting, especially when tank capacity is tight or you're finishing a compartment. Close down in a controlled way. Stop product flow, allow for drain back, and disconnect only when you know the system is clear and stable. Hose tracing and continuous monitoring are not extra steps, they are the job. The safest drivers do not depend on memory in the moment. They build a repeatable system and use it every time. Use a structured compartment strategy. Know your planned sequence before unloading starts, and keep that sequence visible in your head and on your paperwork. A consistent unloading order reduces decision fatigue, but only after the site, tank, and product match have already been verified. Routine supports accuracy. Routine never replaces verification. Interruptions are where many good deliveries go bad. A phone call, question, equipment issue, or site distraction can break your mental picture instantly. If you are interrupted, reset and start over from the last critical verification point. Recheck paperwork, tank identity, hose path, and compartment assignment. Do not rely on where you think you left off. After an interruption, what feels obvious may be wrong. And trust your instincts. If something feels off, stop and resolve it before product moves any farther. Professional discipline means being willing to pause, verify again, and make the call, even when the schedule is tight. Technology can help prevent cross drops, but it is a backup, not your main defense. Some systems use RFID tags and smart elbows, so a delivery cannot start unless the trailer product matches the receiving tank. Other safeguards include smart nozzles and product-selective hardware designed so the wrong connection will not flow. Those controls are valuable because they add another barrier when a human mistake is about to happen. But they do not replace reading the paperwork, verifying the tank tag, checking available capacity, tracing the hose, and monitoring the drop continuously. If anything is missing, unclear, mismatched, or interrupted, stop and escalate to dispatch before continuing. Before any fuel moves, check everything. Verify the site, product, tank, paperwork, available capacity, hose routing, and any technology checks before you begin. As we close, remember this cross-drop prevention training was provided by Aegis Risk Engineering as part of our broader safety education program, designed to support safer decisions on the road, in the yard, and throughout fuel delivery operations. This material is provided for instructional and informational purposes only. It is meant to reinforce safe practices and support training, not replace your company's policies, official regulatory guidance, or legal advice. Every organization remains responsible for following the laws, regulations, and internal requirements that apply to its operations, equipment, drivers, and cargo. At Aegis Risk Engineering, our mission is to build a stronger safety culture and improve operational performance with practical, experience-based guidance that makes safety part of the everyday job. At Aegis Risk Engineering, we support safer communities and help our clients become best in class by turning strong standards into consistent action across the organization. At Aegis Risk Engineering, we're proud to partner with clients through practical solutions, meaningful data, and a shared commitment to building safer operations every day. On behalf of Aegis Risk Engineering, thank you for your time and attention, and for the work you do to keep people, loads, and roads safer. Safe fuel delivery starts with stopping when something isn't right. If something feels off, pause the delivery, confirm the details, and resolve the issue before moving forward. That's how you prevent cross drops and keep every delivery safe.